There was an epic 4-hour stream yesterday, July 4th. Just a note to anybody, if you ever have off in the middle of a week for a holiday, please, 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 if you can, see fit for yourself to be able to take off the day after. That is another work day. It's just, you're never going to be right and you're never going to be thinking where you need to go to. So this is where everything's at currently. I wanted to be done with this thing. I really, 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 really wanted to be done. Hey, Yale, I really wanted to be done with this, but I'm starting to find that, like, I'm becoming more of a disciple of the following of quality over quantity. And I can't release this Camden Yards if it's not done right, if it's not created to the best of the abilities that needs to be created. I can't just throw stuff together. There's something that I've discovered while playing in Camden Yards for what's it called? For the game version. And I find that the game version is very, very, very much so condensed, if you must. Very much so not accurately spaced, if you must. Very inaccurate in regards to gates not being open to allow people in, so you just got random stuck crowds on the concourses and the scoreboards just looking at stuff, and nobody's running after the ball. There's no gates open. There's no nothing open. So in my version, I'm actually going to put time into this and actually do something that, unfortunately, they don't do right, which is do Camden Yards right. And one thing Camden Yards has is the gates open, so I have to go and look at what gates are open. I will be adding a bridge to this, so I'll probably be doing this in the next about an hour or so before I get out of here for the weekend. But that's something which I want to convey and I want to bring up here. Yale, I'm not ignoring you. It's good to talk to you. I just want to get my monologue out the way. One thing in which I have found with this game, and it needs to change moving forward. I have no power to do this. I have no means to do this. But I will say that this is what needs to change going forward with this game. They need to have a come to Jesus moment about what type of game they want to have and what type of game they wish to instill here and what they want to do, per se, in regards to, the product that they want to convey, because the product is just not, I don't see the product. I looked at Camden Yards. I looked at the version that they've built in this game, and they don't even have this section open for people like at the ballpark. That part right there is a gate part. There's a gate that comes across that section and it closes or it opens, and it's not even there. The in-game version does not have the Bromo Seltzer Tower, I discovered. They can get away with it because they have that big hotel there, that eyesore hotel. But that's pretty much just it. It's a terrible version of the ballpark that's in the game. And there's buildings missing, there's details missing, and it's just a ballpark that I think they ported over from the previous MLB The Shows, and they just simply just ported it over and didn't change anything. And honest to God, if they didn't take back the left field wall like they did, you would still be getting spoon-fed the same version of Camden Yards over and over and over and over and over again. It is grossly unprofessional. It is very lazy. And I hope that if SDS is serious about wanting to retain people, wanting to retain their fan base, if they're serious about retaining people, I hope and pray that they stop becoming complacent, stop becoming lazy with their lack of innovation and design, and seriously start taking this thing seriously. Or else, I'm telling you, somebody else is going to be programmed in. That's just it. And just to let everyone know, I'm not doing anything majestic on this. It's just the fact that like there's such a lag in the frame rate drop when you add stuff in this mode that like it creates sluggishness. So like I can't move as fast as I want to build this thing. So you know, SDS, you guys do it to yourselves, man. You know, this is why when College Football 25 comes out and this game dies, it's going to be your fault. Because you guys had your chance to fix this thing, and it was never like this when the game was first downloaded. So, whatever. I just can't navigate anything. I can't, like, this thing moves slow. Like, this is me, like, this is it on fast. And, like, this is it on slow. And this is it on medium. And this is it on fast. I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. I can't move. Like, look how sluggish this is. Well, obviously I'm going to take my time, but like, look how sluggish this is. You can't move. You can't do anything. You can't function the way you want to function. Just, it's the worst. Like I was talking about it last night on Operation Sports. I even said on the Red thing, I'm like, bro, like how many times can people go to a forum and like be like, yo, like this needs to be fixed. Yo, this needs to be fixed. Yo, that needs to be fixed. Yo, this needs to be fixed. And it's like they don't fix it. Like, oh my God, bro. Fix your game. Fix your damn game. Fix your game. Just doesn't make any sense. This lag sucks, man. You can't build anything because, like, by the time you get settled in to build something, it freaking, like, lags out on you. And then don't, thank you, Stadium Center, and then don't patch it. That's what's crazy. They don't patch it. Two lights. Some wild stuff, bro. I just need this to. I need this to stop lagging. Like if it stops lagging, I'm cool. But the frame rate, what happens is like you go over a certain amount of like detail, and like stuff just lags, and the frame rate goes crazy. It's just, good God, man. PS5. Do you think? I'm glad you brought that up. Do you think the Xbox Series X doesn't have this issue? Because if that's the case, then I'm moving over there to finish this ballpark probably next week. I'm gonna have to straighten that out because that looks like I play cloud gaming sometimes, and the game is straight unplayable since I'm in. Oh, you play it on the PC? Okay, okay. I just need frame rate. Like all I need is like it. It just what it feels like when you do this is like you're driving a vehicle that like your left turn drags, so you're not. It's like that. That's what it feels like. Good God Almighty, man! Like, bro, they got me messed up. Got me messed up. Oh, I couldn't imagine doing it on PC. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine doing it on PC. I would literally I would throw the whole thing out the window. Shouldn't be lag, man. I don't need no damn lag. I need like the thing about it is that like when you build ballparks, you need speed. Like I need to zoom over here, zoom over there, and everything. And it's like this just lags, and they don't patch it, they don't fix it, they don't do anything. It's like so annoying. Like it's just. Yeah, all what you're doing is you're literally just piling on more. Uh, you're piling on more stuff and not addressing the issues at hand. So, like, it's nice that I got horses. I'll never get on them for having a dog in the game, but it's nice that you got horses and stuff. But like, what good is that if I gotta take if it takes me like what 3 seconds to navigate around? Like, it literally feels like I'm pulling a steamboat right now. Like I'm pulling a large luxury cruiser. Like that is insane. This right here is lag. Like it just moves sluggish and slow. It's like Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I don't even know where to go and what to do. It's like, yeah, exactly. By the way, good work on your ballpark. I did see that the Willie Mays field. That looked amazing. The street level stuff that you did is fantastic. Um, that's what I was talking about yesterday with like that whole street level stuff should already be in the game. It looks amazing. The way you stack the buildings and the hills with like the trees and everything. That's something that um it takes a lot of restraint. I'll say this. It takes a lot of restraint to sit back and say, okay, I want to fill the designated area that I have within the ballpark and not worry about what's maybe 2 blocks away due to memory or something like that and still play complete like that. And I struggle with that. Like I'm not even going to sit up here and like front. Like I struggle with that immensely. Um, it looked good. It definitely did. I love that below street level stuff. I started doing that last year or a year before when I wanted to start building stuff, and I started doing my research and realizing that there were things that were like 7 feet below street level, 10 feet below street level, and I was like, well, how do I do this? Because I can't take the ground itself. See, in a game like in a game like City Skylines, and I don't know if anybody ever played that, I loved it. But in a game like City Skylines allows you to manipulate the land. Like, you can literally mold it, dig it, build a hill from it, all those types of things. So you're capable of accomplishing those types of feats. And in a game like this, when you're building, when you're building ballparks and such, it would help that, like, that could be the one thing that you can do. Like, you can manipulate the property and land. You know. Okay, that's the picnic perch. Pardon me while I'm in between unpacking, because I'm about to head out of here in about an hour and a half or so. Okay, so you know where I'm coming from. City Skylines was one of the best things I've ever ran across. I love the first one. I'm still waiting on a second one to come through, if and when it do. I loved it. Yeah, I was trying to get it for free on the Xbox Series X, because I'm not trying to pay for it. But just haven't been able to get it. And I love that game. I sat up there for hours trying to build like bridges and civilizations and. Okay. I know that a lot of the modders touch it, and there's some good YouTubers who do fairly good jobs on it and do streaming. It's very therapeutic, at least for me. I'm a lo-fi person. If I'm really in my what you call it, my high energy plane, I will definitely pop on some chill hop and build with that. That is something that I will participate in. This thing just takes a lot of work. Oh, so buildings. You're talking about City Skylines. I feel like, and I've always said this. I feel like there comes a time in almost every person's life as a gamer to where you pick which hill you're going to die on. You know, you're either privy to playing PC games on a PC, or you're privy to playing console games. And, you know, I'm 36, so I grew up in an era of playing in arcades and all that type of stuff. You go from joysticks to like Sega Genesis and Sega Saturn and stuff. And I was exposed more to consoles in my time than I was to computers. You know, because the only types of computer games we had at that time was Oregon Trails, Amazon Trail, things such as that. And then that's when, you know, the console stuff started to pick in. But I've seen people, man, like play Counter-Strike on PC. I've seen people play Final Fantasy. And it's literally, when I see a person do something on PC, to me, it's legitimately like seeing somebody write left-handed. Like, I can't grasp it. I cannot grasp it. I can't grasp how a person's capable of doing that. But, you know. Oh, good stuff. So you know where I'm coming from. Yeah. If I could move on a PC the way I move with a console, because the cheap way to get out of it now is that you can, especially with Xbox, because Xbox, Microsoft, they're all PC stuff anyway. You can actually get a controller to use on the website. I mean, the website, the PC itself. All right, so what's conflicting? Yeah, this is another thing that I don't like too. Like, this has no business conflicting. No business conflicting. It doesn't even make sense to why it's conflicting like that. Yeah, see, this I'm glad this happened while this is on stream. This is something I really would like to talk about. Yeah, yeah. The problem is most PlayStation accessories don't deal with like Blueprint. Not Blueprint, Bluetooth. This is this is what I'm talking about. Like, this doesn't make any sense. There should be no red lines or anything towards this, and it's just, oh, it's wild stuff, man. I like the thing is like I don't like being negative. I would love to legitimately get on here and be in a good mood and build this stuff, but like it's hard to be in a good mood and build this stuff and have good vibes with this when every time you turn around, it's always a problem. And so you spend more of your time trying to like navigate the problem than what you are trying to finish your ballpark. Next thing you know, you just spent like 3 hours or so trying to build this thing, and it's just it just takes you. It's like you have it planned to like build. It just to me, Stadium. My biggest gripe with this 625. Okay, my biggest gripe with this is the following: is that with how they build stadiums in exhibition mode and the stadiums that they put in the game and the ballparks that they put in the game, this you shouldn't have this mode be so restricted the way that it is. Because what tools did you guys use to build your ballparks in this game? So when you just throw this together and you just put this stuff out here the way you do, like make it make sense. Like how do you justify putting all these restrictions and arbitrary ramifications in this mode, and like it doesn't compute, it doesn't add up. Why is it like this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I can't. This shouldn't be that sensitive to a wall. It just shouldn't be. Like, you can't, like, even with lights, it's like I can't move this warehouse any closer than this. Which, by the way, SDS got wrong in building Camden Yards in the game. Really wrong. Um, just Camden Yards, the warehouse is not that close. The warehouse is at least about that much off, because you have a wide sidewalk for a lot of people and crowds to get to where they got to go and do what they got to do. Yeah, I figure this stuff is like polygons and like it's kind of like, yeah, you're right. It's kind of like the difference between making bread from scratch. It's kind of like making bread from scratch and placing it in a restaurant for daily use for that day, as opposed to gathering all the bread that was created and just tossing it out there so that everybody can use it for their sandwiches and stuff like that. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I just, it just, to me, I would like to see this mode again, I'm being a broken record, but I would love to see this mode taken up by a different company, and they would be like, listen, you guys handle all the stuff you guys are doing, and we'll just handle this mode, and we'll just leave it at that. And that would be just it for me. And they would just manage it like that. Like, that would be, for me, really sweet to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be cool for me to look at and be like, that's what's up. Um, but this current state that it's in is just not. It's not solving anything. I think the warehouse. I think this can cut. This can cut here. That's not working. Right. Yeah, like something. Because right now it just seems like people who are just not knowing like what the hell to do in this game mode, and it's like the idea was nice, like the intentions itself was nice, but it just seems like it's not money. Like, so this has sincerely threw a monkey wrench in my program as to like what I wanted to accomplish and do today. Because I wanted to get this thing done last night. And I wanted to get it done yesterday while I had time, but it's like, oh yeah, yeah. I used to do a little bit of graphic designing back in the day, a little bit, but well, I guess what I can do, I'm at 72%. So let me see what I can do here to at least save some time, because I need to find a walking bridge. And if I can't get this thing fully done, I'll just at least get this going. It's just disappointing because I have so many other projects I want to do, and like this would work so well if it would just, God, if it would just, you know. So I'm going to try and add the stuff that they don't add in this game, which is the bridge from. So there we go. There. That's one thing that they didn't add. Oh yeah, bro, I do old Oriole Park. I mean, dude, I'm salivating at the fact that they put like the Model Ts in there and all that type of stuff. Oh my God, would I love to just go in there and do something with that. But I'm committed to getting this Camden Yards done, and quite frankly, this version's a little bit better than the version they have in the game. It's like it's wild stuff, man. All right, that's the bridge. So I'm at 2. Yes, yes, yes. Which, by the way, that game still looks more next gen, as in currently this gen, than this game does. There's still stuff that they put in that game that is by far very creative, very human-like, and random. Like how, like the amount of memory used to put into that game to like get everything working the way they did, dude, that's phenomenal. The professionalism is Rockstar knows what they're doing when they want to do it. GTA series is a different story, but what are you going to do with that? Well, I hope this don't take up much memory, but we'll see. I'll at least get this done. Yeah, they do, and it pays off, dude. It pays off. Now, I'll admit I'm guilty though, because I brought the original GTA 5. Oh God, like 10 years ago on the PlayStation 3, and I brought it for literally every single console that I've gotten, and I've yet to pass that game. So we're talking like a full life cycle. I have not been able to play that game. There's people I know who have gotten kids, married, divorced. Yeah, man, they don't mess around. The only thing about Red Dead Redemption 2 I wish they would have done was I wish they would have gave it more attention to the online modes and stuff like they did GTA. Yeah, see, I knew that's what it was going to do, but it's fine. That's fine. 76%. I'll have to take that from somewhere else. I don't want to get into the danger zone. All right, so yeah, you think they're going to ever port that thing over to? Think they're ever going to port it over to the PlayStation 5? I'm pretty sure there's not much they would have to do to make that thing any. I'm pretty sure there's not much for them to do to like make the thing work. Okay, how many gates do they have open for this thing? So I think they have like walk out. Yeah, you have like a big gate. Yeah, dude, they've milked that game. They have milked that game. Okay, that's the Utah Street gate. I'll have to take a look and see how many gates there are. But at least I got the gates in. That's a lot more than what SCS has done for this mode. All right, so now let's see what I can do here. I want to at least get this done. I've seen people make arguments for like the memory in this game and saying like, like most of the stuff you're gonna build is gonna be inside the ballpark anyway. So like the memory they got is fine, but like I just don't know like what would make them arbitrarily like agree to 100% being that end all be all and like agree on like what takes up the most memory, because in all honesty for me, like the whole memory thing doesn't make any sense to me. Like it just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense that like, you know, a block or brick or anything like that costs less than say your yeah, that's not gonna work. I just want some answers. Just want some. And their servers has always been trash. Their servers has always been trash. All right, let's see if I can do this. I mean, this doesn't look. I just gotta get over the fear of like me like looking at this and being like, holy crap, like the memory's going up, and just embrace it and just go with it. Like that's just it. Like if it's going to go up, it's going to go up. There's nothing that you can do about it. Let me see. Let me see what they told you. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sure your friends would agree too. Um, the system that they have for this game, the system that they have for this game is so what's it called? Um, grandfathered in. It's kind of like Madden, where like you would have to literally, like you said, you have to literally just scorch the whole earth and destroy everything and start over from scratch. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't have a problem with that per se, because for me, I'm like, if you give a damn about like the people that are spending hundreds of dollars for you, it would behoove you to, participate in a little bit of progress for your people, for your loyal citizens, all who give. But what do I know? All right, let's see if we can get this over here. Bullpens aren't coming off the field. Lines in the top of the wall would be easy, but numbers. Why? Why would it be difficult for the bullpen to not be moved? Why would it be difficult for that? And why did they even like decide to do that anyway? Like that was just so. I ain't gonna hold you. That warehouse. I mean, look, it looks a little generic, but I ain't gonna hold you. That look kind of good. All I got to do is just put the fencing on it. And this is the breezeway right here. So I'm gonna leave this, and then just no, that's not gonna work. Shit. Right. So what you're saying is that there's no way to have a customizable bullpen because because the bullpen itself serves as a structure within the game, a permanent structure, meaning this is where your players are going to have to be programmed to be at. And you can't have that be programmed if it's going to be randomly anywhere and everywhere. So it has to be specifically designated to this area right here. Okay. I wish they would tell people that before they, come out with 4 different versions of the game and, charge people X amount of dollars, like $100 bucks to get their stuff fixed. Right. It needs to be loaded somewhere. Do you think a game company opposite of, say, SDS could pull that off? Because, tell you what, I sure do think that can be done. Well, you know what? I'll say this. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you told me all that, because you know what it does to me? It somehow is therapeutic enough, and it frees me from, the bitching. Yeah. It's lost its ways. It's lost its ways. That's just the case. It's lost its ways. And, you cannot, you just cannot, it's just human nature. It's like what I was saying a couple of days ago. It's just human nature. Like, relationships fail because of that. Eventually, at some point, you become complacent. You take things for granted. And in this case and scenario, they take customers for granted. And they think that, what's happening is going to continue to be there, and these people are going to be there. And it's just not the case. It's not going to happen. People are going to eventually wake up and become smarter and do better. I assure there's probably a game company out here who would more than likely create a better product that could do that. I mean, yeah, I can see what you're talking about. I can definitely see where you're coming from in all of this. But in my honest opinion, it's like people pay big amounts of money for these games. And for this small size company to keep constantly addressing their attention towards card collecting and Diamond Dynasty, when even that community has left them and have abandoned them to this point, it's like, eventually you got to have a come to Jesus moment in your philosophies and where you want your company to be at and what you want to get done with. Because I guarantee you, if this was another, Konami took this over, the way they do those Korean baseball games, I kind of have a feeling that I sincerely would have a feeling that that game would not have the problems that this game has. That they would find a way to make stadiums be able to be customizable and you could create them and all that type of stuff. I truly believe that. And me personally, I would love to sit up here and have understanding for them and sympathy and stuff like that, but eventually, to me, at some point, things got to give. Oh, I ain't paying the bills this year. Ain't paying the bills this year, man. All the what's it called? All the daggone YouTubers I see now complaining about that game. They ain't helping. Sure as hell ain't doing anything for them. They already jumping ship to the NCAA game. So you already know what's going with that. Well, at least get this warehouse done. If I can get the warehouse done, then, you know. I got to start getting it to look like Camden Yards. It's just like, it's the PlayStation 5 stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the PlayStation 5, and, you know, you're charging your game to be about 80 to $100, you know, with these cards and all this crap. And yet, like, you haven't at all upgraded the graphics in this game, you know, utilized everything. And I know a lot of people go with the whole, like, it's, you know, it's still old gen because they have the games on the other consoles. But I'm like, come on, man. Like, it's like eventually people are going to leave your game anyway, and your game's going to die if you don't change it. Because what people are going to do is they're going to say, like, hey, look, like college football 25 is out. Like, I'm gone. See you later. And if you're cool with that, I'm not saying you, I'm saying like SDS. I'm like, if you're cool with that, okay, cool, fine. But, you know, I know for a certain fact that when folks are gone, they're gone. And when they come back, you better have a good reason as to why they should be coming back to you. All right, we are at a whopping 80%, so I might delete some of these, see what it gets me to. I might come up with some other stuff to build for that. I mean, if you're still here, so what do you suggest for this mode? I mean, like, obviously, like the bullpens are not going to be changed to a certain extent. Like, what do you think would be, in all honesty, more realistic for this mode to be changed, or would it have to be just a next gen type of thing? I just seriously think, upon talking to you today, that I am finally at peace with everything that has occurred here at this game, and that on like, they can appeal to the Diamond Dynasty people all they want, but if it's anything that has been shown this year, it has been shown that they screwed up a lot after season 2. And I'm not the only person who shares that sentiment. That they've screwed up a lot after season 2. They've screwed up the whole dynamics of this game, the gameplay of it, by patching things that basically undid stuff that was cool, alienating a whole entire base of gamers that are your bread and butter. It surely is not the stadium building people. You know, I think that the chickens are going to eventually come home to roost. I think that's just what's going to happen. You know, Madden, we'll see what happens with Madden, because from what I heard Madden this year is supposed to be a lot better. But they say that every year. I generally don't buy Madden. I usually wait for it to go on Xbox for free. I download it, but this conversation was good because at least, like, SES isn't explaining anything to me, but talking to somebody who has knowledge about it helps a ton. Because to me, it's like, I'm not going to sit up here and keep talking till I'm blue in the face. You know, I heard they omitted some roads, some roads and stuff that they brought out. They omitted like some of the city streets and everything today. So I don't even know what that's about. At least I heard that. Yeah, do check that out because once I log off, I'm done for the weekend, and then I'll go back and plan some stuff and see like what I can change and what to omit and all that type of stuff when I get back in this because I really want to get this Camden Yards done, and you know, I didn't even have it planned on building it to be honest with you because I knew that the limitations in this game would just piss me off. So, I'm the type of person where like if I can avoid trouble, might as well just avoid it. Well, I will say this. Um, like I said before, I after having this conversation with you, I'm now for certain at peace with how I feel about certain things in this game and where I think things are going and where they are. Um, I think that realistically, uh, realistically, this is a game that um, they have to do some soul searching uh, after this year per se, because if you have a whole dredge of people going back to MLB The Show 21 to play online games and stuff, you got to start looking from within and seeing like what to what far depths of hell have you descended to where you are um, not able to retain people. That's all I want, man. That's what I've always wanted in this whole entire thing. Like I said yesterday, I just want the ability to edit the rows of seats that I have in my stadiums. So if I make weird and awkward seating contortions, I don't have to keep melding and meshing people together. I want the ability to control and fully modify what I got, what I would like to do. And frankly, I just don't know if that's, I think it's a pipe dream. And, there's nothing wrong with pipe dreams. You just got to be realistic enough to expect like a pipe dream when you see one. I think that's just it. But I mean, it's like when I play Camden Yards, it's like they don't even like they've never updated that model. I've told this story numerous times, but like when I was here on Operation Sports uh, a long time ago, their developers used to be on there active a lot. They would ask like they would get community advice and help. Why I have no idea. You're licensed by Major League Baseball. You should have access to all the assets and all the stuff, but whatever. Um, I don't know. I have been scratching my head about game companies since I was 16 years old. when NFL 2K5 was the last one. Yeah, I truly think that they underestimated just how people enjoyed this mode. Truly underestimated. Yeah, I would like to be able to angle my seats, either be 90 degrees to 45-degree angles. Get rid of this crap because I'm tired of this house stuff that's attached to it, and just give me some naked rows. And like I said yesterday, maximum is 50, minimum is 15 or 10, and just go from there. And, click, 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 50, click, 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 40, 22. I just, I feel like I'm Marty McFly and I'm playing a shredded solo at a 50s prom. It's like, it's like when you told me, it's like, like you're not going to get it, but your kids are going to love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's where I'm at with all my suggestions right now. It's like, I feel like my suggestions, it's like I'm, in 50,000 BC around a bunch of cavemen with a smartphone. And I'm like, you guys probably don't get this right now. But in about 60,000 years, you guys are going to be addicted to this. It's going to be awesome. So, what are you going to do? I just want enough memory so I can add pickles. So I just want to get this. I want to get this done. Camden Yards warehouse. I'm just trying to see if the green hangovers. Okay, and then there's one, and then there's a couple out here. I just miss All Star Baseball, bro. All Star Baseball had like detailed ballparks and all that stuff, and that game came out 20 some years ago. Like let's see if I can get this accurate. Ticket booth. Actually, would this make a good? Yeah, you know what? That I'm glad you brought that up. That thing used to piss me off back in the day, and I'll tell you the reason why I used to was because I never could fully like complete my stadium. So I would be playing like with some I would be playing with like some daggone ballpark that was like half completed. Would never be able to get it done. No, I don't think that's a Sports Legends Museum. Shit. Hmm. Okay, so that's not going to work. This is a railroad apartment. Stadium Center, I will say this, man. I'm sure it will come to you. I enjoy your work. I enjoy your content. I've had Phil in here yesterday. I've had you in here today. I enjoy all your guys' work. I think of you guys as the new generation of the ballpark creators who are the gospel tellers to people like myself who didn't intend on being here whatsoever to extend this to be what it is and just parlayed this into whatever to just shoot the shit and talk to people. And you guys have come along and have made such a great experience in this ballpark thing, giving it peace and purpose. So, I am glad to have people like you guys participating in this community, being the voice of reasoning, because Lord knows at times I'm not. I can be the master ranter. It's going to get better. It most definitely will get better for sure, because there was a good group of people between MLB The Show 21 and 22 that came through, and they all have since gone the way of the dodo bird, probably because they got sick and tired of this shit, and I wouldn't blame them. Oh, there's the ticket booth. And, now you're looking at, people who are, who enjoy the ride, and that's all you can ask for. So, yeah, so they don't have any of this stuff in here. They don't have the breezeway, because there's a breezeway right before you get here. It's the Camden Yards line right there. You see the clock tower. This is pretty much it right here, and I'm at 78% pulling this off. So, I don't like how unfilling this is, but I don't have no choice because, yeah. That huge concrete slab is a game changer. I wish they would do it for brick, and I wish they would do it for plain concrete. I will say it's nice to get beige concrete because it definitely comes in handy for Camden Yards. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you said that. I'll say it like this. I'll trade in anything and everything if you could just give me 200% memory or 500% memory. And to all the people who sit up there and say, "Well, you don't see the game, you don't see the stuff outside there anyway." Well, okay, cool, but if you play certain games with certain teams, guess what? You see the exterior of the ballparks as soon as you get out there. So, and you don't think the guys at SDS don't enjoy, like, you don't think that they don't enjoy that either? Like, come on. I mean, I'm going to toot my horn. I mean, I put more detail in this Camden Yards than what the whole entire team did for SDS. They don't have the bridge from the club level. Yeah, because this honestly is like, this is like building a model. This is like building a model ballpark. This is what it feels like. Like it's great. It's like, it's not perfect, but you know what? It's in the spirit of it. And as long as you get it in the spirit of it, you should be okay. But there's a lot of work to be done here. I got to go and redo the upper deck. Let me get this out because these triangles cost too much memory. So I got to think about something for that too. I had to build a Bromo Seltzer Tower because there's literally no asset for that in this game. And apparently, to my knowledge, it hasn't been in the game since MLB The Show 22. So they don't even have it in the real Camden Yards. So, that's weird. I think it's trademarked, though. I feel like some of the assets that they can't put in the game, they can't do it because it's trademarked. And it could be like copyright infringement or something like that, I guess. I don't know. But, I mean, that happened to Spider-Man. Spider-Man couldn't put the One World Trade Center in, so they had to put like a generic building in place of it. Because that happens a lot. Because it's like tattoos as well. I remember a long time ago that certain players on teams don't get tattoos because it's kind of copyrighted from the tattoo artists themselves. And I think buildings are the same exact way. Buildings have like a creative license to it and all that type of stuff. So you can put the Empire State Building in a game, but you can't put the Chrysler Building in a game. Like that is insane. Because I remember playing King Griffey Jr. baseball back in the N64 days, and you would look at Camden Yards, they would have the sun, they would have the Maryland Lottery logo on there, they'd have all that stuff. But, times have changed. All right, well, it's starting to shape up. I know I got a few more things to add to the warehouse. I just hope and pray that memory's going to be on my side, man. I like to keep this around 60 to 70%, but scared money don't make money. That's the way it is. Okay. So, let me see where this... I've taken so many pictures. I think it goes from gate to gate. So, let's goes from gate to gate. So we're going bop, 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 bop. There we go. Now, does this not look like Camden Yards, ladies and gents? This right here is what I like to tell people, that sometimes you may not get it to look accurately like the way you want it to look. You may not even get it in the same ballpark, no pun intended. But as long as you capture the spirit of it, it's going to start looking like it. And that's it. The warehouse is like the most signature thing that you can do on this. And if you can get the warehouse right, which is going to require a lot of reference photos and stuff like that, especially if you're going back to 1992, you can definitely get away with it. And I tell people all the time, I was not going to do Camden Yards. I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to do it. It's not the fact that I couldn't do it. It's the fact that I know that the amount of work that's going to go into ideally making this thing be as close to it as possible is such a daunting task because of the limitations that you have in this game. That this is a ballpark that you can't make any mistakes in because this has a specific look to it, like Ebbets Field does. And if you don't know how to do the street levels, elevate the seating, and all that type of stuff, you're screwed. So, yeah, so we're gonna put the gate right about here, I guess. Yeah, see, this doesn't work when. You know what? Hell with it. I'm just gonna put it like this. There we go. There's only so much you can do. There's only so much power. Can I do the green ironing here? The one thing I will say, green is very limited in this. So, green is very limited in this game, which is what I really hate. But you can't use the waterfalls anymore because the waterfalls automatically provide sound. So I think RFK Stadium I'm kind of screwed in. Truly believe I'm screwed in RFK Stadium. But I'm going to do it anyway because I feel if I do it this far down, I'm not going to have a problem. And then I can just go back to the drawing board. Oh, yeah, in batting practice, you'll definitely hear the river and all that type of crap. I was so disappointed. See, like that, it's just none but river. It's none but river. So when you walk under, this is what you hear. Oh man, it's a great aspect. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it. But the thing about it is that I don't like is you add movement sounds to stuff that's stationary. It's kind of like you put two mannequins together to make them walk in a park or somewhere, and you have footsteps, but they're not walking. So it's kind of. Okay, here we go. Waterfall exhibit. This is a Camden Green, by the way. Camden Green. But, you know. But it's too big anyway, so I'll have to think of something. I'll have to think of something. Gotta get this. I'm just thankfully they haven't taken the warehouse out yet, so that would have been something difficult to do. It has a very unique look to it, and you can't necessarily escape out of it. So what I have to do is the deck. I have to do this seating thing right here, which is going to be a little bit difficult because I don't know like what to add to this because put yourself in a weird predicament making this shape. So I think I'm just going to just do it like this. Go back, build up. Go back, build up, and then just go back down. Because that's pretty much it. Because I got to put something there. I can't just leave it. So I'm just going to leave this, put that right there because that's where that has to be. Okay, and then we're going to that makes sense. So put that right there. Because there has to be like a weird spot back there that's going to all right, we'll just don't worry, be happy. Just leave it like that. That's it. That's the beauty. Like that's one thing you gotta learn as an artist is that you gotta be at peace with things that are a shit show. Sometimes in life, a shit show is meant to be a shit show. It's not meant to be elegant. It's not cut out to dance among the stars. It is simply meant to be a shit show. And sometimes you can have graceful shit shows, or you can have shit shows in upheaval. Such is the way of life. Okay. So this wall is done accurate. This wall is right, because this leads into the concourse. But that's all messed up, and nobody's going to see that anyway. And then you have the ironing that is not a little off. Folks, 7:20. This week is concluded. I have faith in you, Stadium Center. I think that you're going to knock it out. You're going to get it done. I think there's a lot of people that are relying on your graceful services and your knowledge, and I think you are willing, capable, and able to do whatever you set your mind to. So I'm sure you're going to kick ass and take names. Meanwhile, I'm going to sit up here and try and figure out how to uncurve this damn thing. Yeah, it's already up there, so I'm not going to. All right, I'm going to save this. Got this at 79%. To all the people who visited this week, Archmage 74, thank you for stopping by. All the original people who've been here since MLB The Show 21, I love you guys to death. You guys have been here through all my flaws, all my creations, all my errors, all my mix-up, all my mess-ups, this, that, and the third. To all the people who stopped by this week, thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the conversations. Thank you for all the chatter. Much appreciated, much obliged as always. Can't wait for this thing to be done. It's going to require a lot of reworking stuff and finagling stuff and getting stuff around. Not done yet, but almost there. Yeah. See you, man. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. Take care of yourself. I wish this to all the rest of you guys. Stay awesome, be safe, be cool, and I will catch you guys next time.